Before Hollywood chewed him up, Cornel Wilde was ready to stab it with a sword. Not metaphorically, literally. The man was a world-class fencer, a trained doctor, fluent in 5 languages, and blessed with the kind of jawline that made casting agents fumble their Rolodexes. But Cornel Wilde didn't want to be just another pretty face. He wanted more control, more danger. More screen time without a shirt, and for a while, he got it. Until he didn't. The fencer who faked his way in. Born Cornel Lajos Weiss in Hungary, because every Hollywood hunk was hiding a real name back then, Wilde arrived in America young, brilliant, and already 2 steps ahead of the game. He trained to be a doctor. He became an Olympic-level fencer, and somehow, just somehow, he found his way into the movie business by pretending to be a screenwriter. Seriously, he bluffed his way into Universal by claiming he co-wrote a script. It was a lie, but it worked. He had that rare thing the studios loved, ambition without apology. By 1945, he was nominated for an Oscar for playing Chopin in A Song to Remember. He didn't win, and he never forgot it. Friends say Wilde believed he was born to be great, not just famous. That mindset would cost him. King of the Beefcake era. Cornel Wilde spent the late 40s and 50s galloping across sound stages, clashing swords, romancing exotic co-stars, and baring his torso in film after film. He played pirates, kings, soldiers, and sinners. Women swooned, men stared in the mirror and cursed their own genetics. But Wilde didn't want to be known as a matinee idol. He wanted to be an artist. And nothing infuriated him more than being typecast as a pretty face with a loincloth. So he rebelled the only way he knew how, by taking control. Enter the control freak era. By the 60s, Wilde was directing his own films, writing them, producing them, scoring them, sometimes building the sets. You could almost smell the ego wafting through the celluloid. His most famous directorial effort, The Naked Prey, 1965. A nearly wordless, brutal tale of a man stripped naked and hunted across the African plains by tribesmen. Cornel played the lead, of course, did his own stunts, also of course, and insisted on realism at all costs. The film gained critical acclaim, cult status, and became a quiet influence on directors like John Borman and even Spielberg. But behind the camera, Wilde was known to be uncompromising to the point of tyranny. He reportedly clashed with editors, bullied actors, and demanded total creative control. His second wife, actress Jean Wallace, a troubled starlet with demons of her own, co-starred in many of these low-budget wilderness epics and often bore the brunt of his obsessions. They were described as passionate, codependent, and at times, borderline feral. She attempted suicide more than once. He kept filming. The affairs, the egos, the vanishing act. Cornel Wilde had his share of rumored flings, particularly during the height of his fame. Gossip columns whispered about a dalliance with Lana Turner, a clash with Hedy Lamarr, and one ill-advised pursuit of a powerful studio exec's wife, never confirmed, but the blacklist rumors lingered. He wasn't a party boy. Wilde preferred control to chaos, but he was magnetic, and not above using it. After divorcing his first wife, actress Patricia Knight, Wilde married Jean Wallace in 1951, creating an on-screen duo that many felt blurred the line between obsession and exploitation. Their relationship was as intense off-screen as the violent, survivalist films they made together. It was beautiful, bizarre, and possibly toxic. By the late 70s, Wilde had all but disappeared from the A-list. Hollywood no longer had room for a control-obsessed, genre-defying auteur with jungle dirt under his nails and no interest in studio politics. He made one final, strange film in 1981, Stormfear, then went quiet. A legend fading into the shadows of palm trees and paranoia. The final years, genius or madman. Wilde died of leukemia in 1989. The obituaries called him multi-talented, intense, and underrated. They didn't mention the power plays, the ego wars, or the way he burned every bridge trying to direct himself into immortality. But that's old Hollywood for you. The golden boys fall fastest, especially the ones who demand too much, especially the ones who refuse to play dumb, especially the ones who want to say cut as well as action. Cornel Wilde wanted everything, and for a time, he had it. But in the end, all he had was the film, and sometimes that's enough. Final curtain call. Cornel Wilde was never quite the leading man they wanted him to be. He was smarter, stranger, hungrier, He was a man who posed shirtless on posters but secretly dreamed of auteur glory. A man who sliced his way into stardom with a foil, but never quite won the duel with Hollywood itself. They called him difficult. He called himself free. And those are the ABCs of the fabulous Cornel Wilde. Thank you for subscribing. Love you. Mean it. Just like in old Hollywood.